Tonight, Local 2 investigates one family's claim that a possible defect in SUVs could be dangerous for your family. A Houston lawyer says it's already killed one man, and tonight that attorney is doing his own investigation into how far this potential problem may go. Local 2 investigator Robert Arnold is joining us live to tell us which SUV is under the microscope. Robert?
Since we were children, it has been drilled into our head time and again. Buckle your safety belt. It's the best chance you have of surviving a crash. Yet one Houston family says their loved one did just that, but still died in an accident. However, the family claims that it wasn't the seat belt that failed. This family claims it was the seat itself that failed.
This is number 8.
Houston attorney Bennett Midlo carefully examines a warehouse full of SUV seats.
And then on this one,
each seat part of a larger investigation into what caused this crash.
The physical evidence is there.
Nearly 2 years ago, husband and father Mario Estrada was killed when a suspected drunken driver slammed into the back of his Ford Explorer. Photos snapped by sheriff's deputies show the speed and devastating impact. Estrada was rocketed out of the back window and died at the entrance to his neighborhood. Julio Almeida Jr. was arrested and charged with intoxication manslaughter.
The accident happened as Estrada was heading home from work. He got to the street that takes him into his subdivision, started to make a right, and that's when sheriff's deputies say the driver of the pickup smashed into the back of him.
Pictures from the night of the crash show what makes this accident unusual. Estrada's seat belt was locked in place at the time of the crash, which should have kept him in the SUV. Yet, the force of the crash launched Estrada out of the SUV's back window.
Even though he did what he was supposed to do to protect himself, in this collision, his seat failed him.
Midlo says the back of Estrada's seat collapsed, leaving nothing to protect him from being thrown backward. And Midlo argues this wasn't a fluke, but a larger problem with the way the SUV seat was built.
The pin was fractured.
Estrada's family is suing Ford, claiming these pins, which are supposed to keep the back of a seat from collapsing, broke. Midlo even created this animation to demonstrate his claim.
It broke right in the middle.
Midlo argues the seat collapsed because these pins were not properly inserted, and this is why Midlo examined 21 seats.
The spiral pin is pushed all the way in.
All from the same model year as Estrada's Ford Explorer.
Look how far out it is here.
The pin insertion should be equal on every one of these seats.
Well, you would hope that in the manufacturing process that you've got uniformity.
Midlo claims if the pins are inserted properly, then the seat should be able to withstand the force of a person pressing against the back during a rear-end crash.
But when these pins bend and fail and fracture, the seat back is allowed to completely collapse.
Now, the lawsuit specifically deals with Ford Explorer's model years 2002 through 2005, same model years for Mercury Mountaineers, and model years 2003 through 2005 Lincoln Aviators. The lawsuit says that it only deals with those seats that are allowed to manually recline. Now, as for the man who hit Estrada, according to Harris County records, Almeida pled guilty earlier this month to intoxication manslaughter charges, but has not yet been sentenced. We are live in Southwest Houston. Robert Arnold, KPRC Local 2.
Now, when we contacted Ford about this lawsuit, we received a written statement. It reads in part, "This accident was tragically caused by a drunk driver who rear-ended Mr. Estrada at or above highway speeds. Mr. Estrada's family also sued the intoxicated driver. Ford's vehicle performed as designed in this extremely high-impact collision." If you have a story for Local 2 Investigates, call